do we accept endings that we didn't choose? How do we accept the wheel of life that just turns and turns and turns and moves us with it? How do we accept the deaths and the ends, the empty space? It's like there's just a wanting to be something, to be more, to have it all together. To know what it is that's going on. And oftentimes we don't. Oftentimes, many times, we truly don't. And sometimes just resting in that void is more important than trying to get something across. When there's just fear, and when there's judgment, and when there's shame, how can we truly communicate messages of love when there's just depletion and hardship and struggle, when there's blaming and fighting and achy breaky hearts that weep and that yearn? How do we choose each other and choose ourselves? How do we come together? How do we be true and loving and vulnerable and real when we ourselves feel like we're falling apart? And when it feels like everything around is just crumbling and decaying, and the only thing that there is to truly hold on to is the core, which is light. And that is something that's had to be built because it wasn't always familiar, it wasn't always known. And there's stillness and there's softness. And there's also shame and judgments and undesirable energies that found a home. But it's only temporary, it's not permanent. They found a home because there was an empty space to fill. And these energies tried to fill that space, and they became a crutch and something to hold on to for so long because it felt easier to dance with the dark and to let in the light. Because the light reveals and the light shows truth, and the light exposes all parts of ourselves. Every hair, every freckle, every part of ourselves that it may feel frightening to see and to look at and to love. All parts of our past and our present. Because everything needs love. Everything deserves love. Everything is worthy of love. And sometimes being in these places, these really, the death. Is it the tower? There it is. Sometimes being in these places is important. Not to stay and to dwell in it. Not to live in it, because that's not really living. But to be in it, to find ourselves, to collect the scattered pieces, to bring it all back into one, into a space where then we can truly hold ourselves and help ourselves to fill our cups, where we feel ready and able to receive and to open up to the divine that's within and all around, where we can trust ourselves and trust our voices and trust what's coming forth and through, where it feels safe to share the wisdom and the being and the truth of our souls, where we feel safe to express and to emote and to be and to live and to love, even when it feels revealing, when it feels real, and when it feels raw, and when it feels vulnerable, to be with ourselves, to truly see ourselves and to love ourselves in every part, in every place, every single aspect of ourselves, the darkest of the dark and the brightest of the bright. The only way that we can express and be in the brightest of our light is through seeing the depths of our soul in every capacity, every moment, every way. That is where we reclaim ourselves. That is how we go forth, through going in and deep, deep, deep down, and knowing that the pressure may be strong. Yet the love always brings us back up to the surface. It's like our built-in buoy that we can just let go into. And it takes that intentional dive, that intentional separation, that moving away of illusion, of all fake ideas and all worries and doubts of self, to just really push it away, push through. It's like giving birth. See, and then the light comes back in. Exhale. And to love ourselves when we're living in our light too. I say we, and I mean me. And I know that this message is for whoever it's for. You're not alone. I see you, and I love you. I truly do. And it's real, and there's no more struggle. There's no more fighting. Just trust and let go, and you always make it through. You always do. and your beauty, your truth, your core, your brightness is needed. It's necessary. It's vital in every aspect, in every dimension, in every reality, every part of your being. All faces, all places, all iterations, your beauty and your ugliness and your distortions and your clarity, in the old, in the new, and the baby. I love you. I love you in all of your parts. And you are safe. And so it is.